Thanks for stopping by the Junction, where we're trying to make connections between Ardmorites. I'm Ardmore Leader News Director Michael Dean Smith, and we're continuing our Ardmore Decides 2026 election coverage this week by interviewing both candidates running for the Ardmore School Board in the election coming up on April 7th. The Ardmore City Schools Seat 1 is up for re-election this year, with two candidates vying to represent constituents in an area covering Ardmore's extreme southern portions there just east of Commerce Street. Joining us this week is Harry Spring, who is seeking a third five-year term after joining the board back in 2016. Harry, thanks for joining us this week.
Pleasure to be here.
So just to start, I want to learn a little bit about you. So if you wouldn't mind, just kind of introduce yourself, okay. Tell us a bit about who you are, what you do, but also, could you also talk a little bit about your interest in running for the school board?
Okay. I'm Harry Spring. I graduated Ardmore High School in 1967. We're a long-time Ardmorites. My dad and grandpa grew up here, went to school here. All my family's gone here. All my brothers, my sisters, all our family's been here. All my kids have graduated here, except one that didn't. He was left as a junior, I think, and went to Florida for tennis, and he's currently assistant tennis pro on a big club in Dallas. Mm-hmm. And but everybody's gone. We're Oklahomans through and through, from the Trail of Tears to the Land Run. And but I love Ardmore. I've grown up here. I've returned back here. Went to OU after graduating. I got a good enough education that I could test out and get into honors physics up there, and also chemistry. Got a geological engineering degree at OU. Worked 5 years in Oklahoma City, and then came down here, and I've been here ever since in 1976. Went into business for myself in 78, and have been in business for myself ever since, in the oil business. Mm-hmm. I just feel like I've always been blessed, and I feel like always paying back. I just like got into the shrine to help children. Started a golf tournament called Scramble for Kids, and we've given over $1 million in 11 years to the Shrine Hospital, directly to the Shrine Hospital in Shreveport.
Okay.
And I'm quite proud of that. I've run the Gloria Ainsworth Daycare Center, which it probably wouldn't still be around if I hadn't. And I'm not bragging, but it's something I was really proud of. It wouldn't have been around had I not, and with Sally Murray taking that over and run it. We got it out of debt. God helped on this thing, and I don't know if people, but I trust God, and God will lead you in the right way. And it helped me run the daycare center, and got it to where it was ready to go, and turned it over to the Janice Parsons after about 3.5 to 4 years of getting, it had nothing. And we got policy books and policy for the center, or for the daycare, policy for the teachers and that. And I've set funds up about wherever I go. I set funds up to continue with what I've done. And, I've done that. I'll do that in Boy Scouts. I've done it for my church. And, Ardmore City Schools, I thought, needed some help. I mean, people have asked me to run. I told them I would. And, I had a vision to, give back to the school that gave me a good education. And I love Ardmore because it's given me a great place to live and raise my family, just like my dad and his dad. And, it's kind of like my first article that people put out on me. I told them it's someplace that needs to be, I had a vision that we could be a lot better school, and it takes a while to, turn an aircraft carrier around. You can't just flip it overnight. But it's kind of a long-range plan that I had just for me to what I need to do on the board. And I'm kind of a kind of out of, I don't raise flags of what I do, but I've, gone around to all the schools and asked, what can I do to help you since I'm on the board? How can I? And one thing was, I didn't have a school in my district, but Jefferson was right on my border, so I considered that my school. And I was I'd never been to Jefferson since I was here. But I was horribly disappointed in what Ardmore's done to that school. And I knew it had to be brought up to par with all our other grade schools. And so I made that my goal, was to get that school up. One of the first things was, excuse me about my phone. Let me turn it off. But to bring it up to par with all the other grade schools. Like one thing, the principal asked me to get signage out on the street. They didn't even have any signs or any paint on the pavement to show that there's a school. People just speed up and down that street. Mm-hmm. I made that a goal to get that done. Damn it. And, and we got it done. And I've worked on bond issues quite hard. The first bond issue didn't pass, and I said, we've got to do something for Jefferson because people aren't voting. They will vote if we improve Jefferson. Got it done. It passed. We've got a great PAC, Performing Arts Center now. I mean, it's an incredible building. If you all haven't been out to it, you need to go to all the functions they have out there. It's kind of a showpiece. Mm-hmm. And but Ardmore City Schools is becoming a much better school now. I've served under 4 superintendents in this short time, and we've kind of traded up every time. We got Kim Holland, but he had passed away, and we were in a bind. We got Jill Day to fill in, and then we got Andy Davis, who was hired to be at the high school, but moved him up, and he has done doing an exceptional job of making our school moving ahead. He's comes up with great ideas. He goes to all the trainings, and for superintendents, he just came back from Nashville, and he's got all kinds of ideas of what we need to do. And he's making a board. He wants the board to be more up to date with him, and make sure that we all at least once or twice a month come in and visit with him about what he needs us to do and what we need to do to help him. Okay. And I think that's great because we haven't had that before. He's got a great vision for what we're doing, and we're trying to get everything kind of integrated. I don't like the word, but to get it all meshing together. Okay. And with he's having a lot more meetings with the principals and telling them his vision for what they want to do at the school. And the things, it seems like the people that we need to hire or dismiss, or not dismiss, but people that want to change, the list is getting smaller and smaller since I've been on the board. We used to have 2 pages of it. Now it's just about a paragraph of people. I mean, it's shrunk very much. Well,
I want to keep this moving, and I have a question about leadership I want to get to in a moment. But to keep this moving, I want to learn some details about the past 10 years that you spent on the school board. Could you tell us a few details about how the district has changed since 2013? But I really want to find out, how have you changed in the past 10 years serving on the board?
I've just spent the last 10 minutes telling you what I've done.
Well, but I'm asking, how have you changed personally since you've been on the board?
Have I changed? Mm-hmm. I get great pleasure out of helping people. I mean, I do Boy Scouts, church.
But you've been doing these for years. Have you changed at all in the past 10 years? Has the board changed you?
I'm pretty much still me.
Okay.
I mean, I know more about how a school runs, and I know more about how our state people are shortchanging I've come up with the deal that I've been very active in OSSBA.
The Oklahoma State School Board Association.
Yes, and go to the meetings up there for when they call meetings, and they'll have school day out at the state capitol, and I go to those, and because I've worked out there with OIPA, Oklahoma Independent Petroleum Association. I did lobbying and stuff out there, knew a lot about it, knew the people, helped Johnny Crutchfield get elected, which I thought he would be a great man to represent us, even though he's on the other party. But, I just go by the people. And I don't know. I just do what I do, and I don't know how I've changed. But you get frustrated sometimes by not being able to get done what you want to get done, but somehow I manage to get things done.
For this next question, I want to learn kind of how you stay connected with the community, especially when it comes to staying in touch with parents or just other constituents of the district. So how do you make yourself available to community members, whether it's during fair weather, whether it's during a controversy? How do you stay in touch with them? Well,
I'm just around. I just get around and see people. And I don't know, more people know me than I know them, but I see a lot of people. And it just, I don't know, I just seem to get things done, and I don't know how I get it done, but it just happens.
You touched on a little bit ago, but I want to get some more of your thoughts on the district's current board, as well as the appointed leadership, considering the important job of a school board member kind of overseeing a lot of these positions.
Well, I'll tell you what. No. Well,
I wanted to get to my question real quick, though.
You got the wrong idea of what a school board can do. All we do is policy. That's it.
The school board members are also responsible for appointing the superintendent, renewing the superintendent's contract. The school board very regularly goes in.
We do policy, and we hire the superintendent. The superintendent and the principals do all the other.
Well, getting to my question, though, what are some of the challenges that you see facing the school district, and how do you feel that current leadership is responding to those challenges?
I think that this leadership that we have now, I think is the best we've had in a long time. He doesn't dodge anything. He just steps right in front and attacks a problem.
What are some of those problems, though, that you've seen the district face and you've seen current leadership face?
Most of them are, he's taking care of them all. The big problem we've got is we need to get some new buildings. Everybody calls Ardmore City Schools, the high school and middle school, the new schools. That's what we call it, go by the new school. It's over 50 years old. And we didn't do good enough of advertising or telling people, because we just take care of the problems and move on. We've got a leaky high school. If one of the big pipes bursts, we lose a high school. We almost had, and it wasn't our problem, it was a city problem, broke into, and we had to shut down the middle school for a while.
Was that water leak last week?
Well, not this water leak. I'm talking about several years ago. It was back when Holland was here.
When the middle school gym ended up getting ruined and stuff. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, it was, yes. That was just a city pipe that burst and flooded, the school. And but I think most of the problems have slowly, we've got the right principals now. The schools seem to be running quite well. I know people don't believe me, but they need to go out and see the high school, talk to the kids. I mean, that's the most calm school I've ever seen in my life since my kids were there. We keep record and tally of fights and disturbances, and it's down to almost none now at the high school and the middle school. And I think the biggest thing that I think that helped that was making our grade schools grade centers, and it allows these kids to grow up and go to school together from the first grade all the way through high school. And I think that builds a better camaraderie and everybody knowing each other instead of different schools piling into the junior high all at one time.
Sure.
And that's at the wrong time where all the hormones are growing. Teenagers are starting to grow up, and junior high seemed to be a kind of a tougher problem, but it's much better now that we've got these grade centers, and when they matriculate through, things just have kind of calmed down a lot.
Okay.
And,
We've been looking a little bit in the past. I want to kind of turn around and look into the future now and kind of find out what you hope to accomplish over the next 5 years. So let's kind of time travel for a minute. It's early 2031. You're just finishing up your third term, 5-year term on the board. What do you think the school district's going to look like come 2031?
Well, if I have anything to say with it, is get our high school and junior high all combined together in buildings, separated. But we need new buildings. We need to redo our, particularly the girls' softball field. We need to get integrated better with Murray State. We're working with them. Hopefully, very soon, that you'll have a child that can get a high school diploma and an associate's degree at the same graduation on the same day. It'll save parents a lot of money. It'll save kids from going to different universities, and they'll already have 2 years. Yeah. And I think it's going to be a great thing that we're going to do, and we're already heading in that direction now. We've got a golf thing that's going to be available for our high school, and established with Murray State. They'll be practicing there, and they want to do other things with us. They found Ardmore to be a great school to do it with.
Okay. And then finally, final question, I want to throw a bit of a curveball at you. I want to learn a little bit less about the candidate, less about the policy, and just more about you as a person. So kind of wiping the slate clean, I want to think about art. Whether we're talking about a painting, a building, a piece of music, TV show.
I collect.
What's a piece of art you like, and then why do you appreciate it?
Well, I've known a couple of people in Oklahoma City that are quite art collectors and stuff, and my wife and I would go out to Santa Fe with him because I couldn't even, my hands and eyes, I know what I see, I know what I like, I know what appeals to me. I can't do it, but I love the talent that these people put into doing it. Become a collector of sculptures and stuff from a guy and got to know him personally, Gib Singleton. Going through the Vatican on a tour, and I don't know if you all remember, but the Pieta of Jesus being held by Mary got beat up, and people tried to destroy it in the 70s, I think, or maybe the 60s. And the guide was telling us all about that, and they said there were 5 people that came to restore it. And she read off, there's 4 Italians and 1 American. So I pulled my cell phone out, and I said, ma'am, would you like to talk to the American that did that? How do you know who it is? I said, well, it's Gib Singleton, and you want to talk to him.
Well,
here it is. And she said, really? Can I have his number? And I went, sure. Gave him the number. Call him anytime. But, that and then some other artists become to know. And, we go to the Prix de West, Oklahoma City. And we're going to go down to the museum in San Antonio, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's a country and western museum. And I like that kind of Wild West art. I collect it, and I think I've got some, I don't want to tell people, I've got some really good museum-type art, and that's what I collect. It's not I love it. And that's why I really have a heart for getting that Performing Arts Center going. The Performing Arts Center has paid great dividends. Our choir, our musicians are all ranked in the state. We've had, what's the teacher's name? She was my 8th grade music teacher. I'll think of it in a minute, but I don't know where I was headed to. Oh, but we've had more people win and ranked higher in the state since Charlotte Hudgens, since Charlotte's been here.
Okay.
Or Miss Hudgens to me, because she was really an outstanding teacher in the Oklahoma forever. I mean, she was top. And we've come up to that standard again of what she had and what we did back in the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
And the Performing Arts Center is doing that for our kids. We've got some kids now on Broadway. Mm-hmm. And that's quite a deal. And we're getting some great talent coming to Ardmore. And a lot of things are happening out there, and it's been a great thing. And we just missed out on getting Hades coming here. And I don't know. I'm just really glad we have that center, and for for people in Ardmore to come and see, musical arts and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's been a great thing, and I'm glad we've got it done. And I just want to see Ardmore facilities grow with the talent that we have in our schools. And now that has opened up. Our choirs are doing great. Our band, now we're winning contests, not just showing up. We're winning them now. And it's just been great to see that. I'm really proud. One of the things that Andy did when he was principal there, I asked him, I said, well, what are we going to do this year? He said, well, I've got esports. I'm like, okay, what are esports? And he filled me in on what it was. And I said, well, do we have to get a trainer to come and massage their thumbs when the thumbs wear out on these games? Well, I dug into it and found out how important esports are. They're run by the Athletic Association. And the thing that was really made me happy and proud of what's happened is we've started esports. We've got kids that were, some of them didn't quite fit in. A lot of them were tardy, didn't make their grades. And they have to go by the same rules that athletes have to, because it is a sport. Okay, the first year we had 1 day of absence for all those kids that had been habitual absentees. Had 1 day for the whole year. Their grades have to be C or better. The grade points are over a B altogether. And all these things are just making our whole school better. The way the state grades our school is I don't know how. You heard at our last board meeting, we've had 4 people that, it's people that drop out. It's the dropout.
Oh,
rate.
The dropout report from Mr. Carroll last week, right?
Yes, and it's 4. I mean, and it's like it was over 100, and it's just come down. And that's Kelly Carroll's doing a fantastic job at high school. And I don't know, he just has a way with kids. And when we hired him, I talked to him out after we did, and I said, it's kind of a rough school. He said, Harry, I was in Amarillo. At Paladuro, I volunteered to take Paladuro Canyon High School. And he said, we've even, had shootings in the hall and stuff like that. and I got it calmed down. So surely I can calm you guys down. You're not that tough. I went, okay, you're hired. I mean, and Kelly's done a fantastic job of controlling the school, and our teachers are excelling. They're able to teach, and because it's calmed down, and we've got teachers that are winning state awards. We've had pupils that have won different awards. We've got, out of 150 kids in the state, we got 2 of them in this aerospace program. And we've got, if you want to know more about our school, start reading our webpage, because we've got now somebody that really puts out everything that's going on in school.
All right. Well, voters need to be registered to vote with the Carter County Election Board by March 13th if they want to vote in this upcoming Ardmore City Schools Board of Education Seat 1 election. Joining us this week to talk about his campaign and his time on the board has been Harry Spring. Harry, thank you so much for joining us in the Junction this week.
Appreciate it. And if y'all want to call, I mean, you know where I am. So, but thank you for, having the interview.
Yes, sir. Thank you much.